Welcome to the Know-How.
We are back. Welcome to the.
Know-How.
We're back with another series of questions. The office has been inundated with messages and questions, and that producer Katie's gone through it all, and we are ready to do the business.
I know you guys have been waiting for us, but we're here, we're back, and we're here to give you advices to help you out in this crazy life out there.
Yeah. I was talking to Katie in the office. She said there's a couple of doozies,
Really?
some tricky ones.
We got this. We fix everything.
Let's jump into it.
Let's start with the question.
Question number one. Numero uno.
Numero uno. Caught my partner at her ex's. Ooh. So
That's not good.
that doesn't sound good at all. Okay, so I have been seeing this girl for about a couple of years, and I've been having the suspicion that she's been cheating on me. Lately, as she become really distant and is spending a lot more time on her phone. Last night, she told me that she was staying at her mom's. So this morning, I decided to drive past her ex's house, and what do you know? Her car was sitting there on his driveway.
Bang to rights. Evidence.
I hope you took a picture as
Yes.
evidence, because she
Yeah.
might say like, "No, that's not true. You saw a different car that looks like mine." Blah 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 blah. You always have to take evidence picture. My question is, how do I approach this without telling her I drove past his house?
Yeah, bang to rights. You got this one locked up.
You just have to tell her, and that's pretty much it. End of story. Be like, "What do you do in front of ex's house?"
Okay, yeah, so it sounds like that's a clear case, right? She's sleeping at her mum's house. So sleeping, that's like a sleepover. She didn't just like go over to have a cup of tea. He's seen the car the morning after. Is that how you're hearing this?
Yes,
Straight up smashing,
yes.
right?
Maybe he felt bad and he needed some help.
But she slept over?
Well, maybe he needed emotional support.
You mean her ex needed emotional support?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, that's bad luck. He's got to get a girlfriend or something. This is your girlfriend. Like, this is a clear-cut case.
What if she parked the car there, but she went across the street? Not that house actually, but it wasn't a driveway, right?
That's how you would argue it in court. My client is innocent. Simply making use of a good parking spot.
She parked because she couldn't find parking spots, so she parked it there, and it happened to be her ex's house. And then she went across the street to visit her auntie. Right?
Yeah, but then we just have to prove that the auntie doesn't live there.
That's why you have to take pictures. That's when we come back to the evidence of pictures.
Did he make it clear whether he wants to end it? Is that what he's saying? But he doesn't want to end it in a way that she knows that he was spying on her. He wants to respect her privacy,
So
but
you say-
also break up with her.
So you say, my question is, how do I approach this without telling her I drove past his house? So that's basically what he's worried about.
So if he confronts her and says, "Hey, you're cheating on me," and she goes, "How do you know?" You say, "I saw your car at your ex's house." She'll be like, "You following me now?" And you'd be like,
Yes.
"Yes, because I knew that you're a cheater."
Well, it doesn't matter. That's because that's what they do too. Like, I'm not talking about like in general humans. You know, that's what they do too. They try to switch the problem onto something else. And people who like say like, well, wait. So you've been following me. So you're a stalker. You're like defending my privacy. Blah 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 blah. Just so that they evade the actual issue, which is them. You just have to be honest and be like, yes, I did, and look what I found. You gave me those suspicious, like you were always on your phone, because that's what he said too, that she was always on her phone.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me those suspicions, so I had to do what I had to do, and I was right. I wish I was wrong then, you know? And that's pretty much it. Finished. Next. Bye.
How can I tell her I know without telling her I followed you?
Well, he didn't really follow.
Okay, yeah, just say that I had to go to a meeting to a new client, and that client happens to live in that neighborhood. Something like that.
Yeah, that could work too.
Hey, bro, I hope it works out. And yeah, it's time to move on and find somebody who respects you and your time and your good vibes. She's not the one. All right, the next one. How do I break up with my BF? That's short for boyfriend.
Duh.
Every time I try to break up with him, he cries and begs and contacts everyone in my life to talk to me or threatens to kill himself. And I'm honestly drained. I don't know what to do and how to do it, but I can't keep doing this. I'm thinking of ghosting him, but it feels wrong. What do I do?
Ghost him.
Why does she think ghosting him would be any different? Like previously when she said,
But
"Hey,"
she feels bad about ghosting.
yeah, but she's thinking that might be a solution. But her other solutions were, "Hey, babe, I want to break up," and then he calls her friend and says he's going to kill himself, and so that makes her not break up. So she's worried that um
So an instant breakup would be instant. Like ghosting would be like slowly.
a ghosting. Yeah, yeah. You've kind of done that before.
Me? I don't do any of these things.
Isn't there like a girl who you broke up with, but you never broke up with her?
Which ones?
I don't know.
Well, I'm still with them. What are you talking about? I'm
You-
still with all of them.
Still with all.
I'm still together with all of them. Hey, I love all of you. Mwah.
All right, that's good. Okay, thinking of ghosting. What's the problem with that? Why would that not work? Should we say yes, do it? She's saying she's thinking
Just
of doing
become a ghost. He's gonna think you're crazy, and then he's gonna be like, "Oh no!" Or just tell him, "No. If you decide to kill yourself, I'm gonna kill myself before you do."
try the insanity defense. How did that work?
I don't know.
I want to break up with you. I'm gonna kill myself. No, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yes, and that's it.
Isn't that how Romeo and Juliet ended, or something?
Exactly.
Is there any other way you think that you would get out of this?
What do you think?
Well, okay, so the problem is he calls her a friend and cries and talks about killing himself. That's pretty heavy, actually. It's pretty heavy to be told that someone's going to kill himself.
Yeah, it's not your fault. The
I
fuck?
know. What would you ignore it, or would you be worried?
I would ignore it. I'm like, hey, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that's true. I would also do that. I mean, it's terrible and everything. There's nothing worse than suicide. There's nothing more sad, but it's your life. And if someone's like holding you to ransom, saying they're going to kill themselves, then you just have to say, well, so be it. In this case, I can't have any empathy for you, because that's just wrong. It's your life, right?
Yep, I agree.
All right. Thanks for writing in. I hope it works out. Question 3.
I'm hiding my homosexuality from my Muslim family, and it's making me insane. Hello, everyone. I'm 22 years old and from Muslim family, and I'm also gay. I've kept my sexuality a secret, fearing the consequences if they find out. My family loves me, but I don't know how they would react to me coming out. I've known since I was 12, and as I've gotten older, the anxiety over my future has grown. I felt torn between being the good little Muslim boy and the disgraceful, sinful embarrassment. I have two groups of friends, those who know and those who don't. Some of my friends share my family's views, while others are understanding or part of the LGBTQ. The stress of hiding my true self has taken a toll. I've dealt with constant anxiety, panic attacks, and nightmares. But early this year, something traumatic happened. I was assaulted and feared contracting HIV. I couldn't tell anyone, not even my family, and I had to sneak around for doctor's visits. I remember the first time at the hospital when the nurse rushed me to the back of the building, clearly concerned. I took medication every day for a month while hiding it from my family. I stopped my studies that year, telling my family I wanted a career change, but it was because the stress became unbearable. I felt like I was being punished and even considered suicide. Thankfully, all tests came back negative, but the anxiety and trauma remain. I can't keep hiding my true self anymore. I thought I was mentally strong, but I'm weak and genuinely considering ending my life.
Shit. Oh boy, that's a lot. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yep.
That's
tough.
got assaulted and thought he had contracted HIV. That's really heavy. Obviously, the last bit there, yeah, there's a lot of pain. If you're thinking about ending your life, that's the ultimate level of pain you're in. So, one part of me feels like if it's coming down to that, the choice of living and not living, then maybe the choice of telling your truth to your loved ones is not such a big deal. Like, it's not going to be easy to tell your loved ones this side of your personality, this side of who you are. But compared to not living at all, I think you have to take the risk. That's my first feeling, my gut. But I'm sure it's very complex, and so I'm still thinking about it. What about you?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Just has to tell them at this point.
It's true.
Tell your
Still,
family, that's it. Tell how you feel. Talk about it.
Yeah, maybe your mom is closer to you or your dad. Just maybe you can just tell one of them, or maybe a sibling first, and maybe together you guys can work out a way to tell. Let's say, for example, you can tell your sister, and she supports it, and she can give you the strength, and you guys can share the truth for a while you work out how to tell the rest of them. And then maybe if your mom is, let's for example, your mom is more accepting of things, modern styles of Western culture. Maybe you can tell her, and then at least you've got a little weight off your shoulder if just say two people know, and um, and then they can talk to you about whether you should tell the rest of the other person you haven't told. In my example, that would be your dad, but I don't know who in your real life is more accepting. That could be one way to do it. Just get a few people into your world and your that side of you that you haven't been able to share, and you might feel more comfortable. And who knows, maybe you'll eventually be able to tell everybody.
Yeah.
I don't think you should tell your grandmother though. She's a real bitch.
Why the grandma? How did you know?
No, I was just kidding. Your grandmother might be the nicest for all I know. Maybe she is. But there's always one bitch. I think
Really?
it's your grandma. Is there anything else earlier on? Because I sort of feel like I honed in on the end part, um, about him feeling like suicidal after living. Like I think what has happened is he got molested and or sexually assaulted, and then he had to live with this fear of maybe catching this this AIDS, and then he's thinking if he had that kind of fear about this against his will sexual encounter that he had, it's just going to give him an idea of what his rest of his life will be when he starts, falling in love and having partners and stuff. Uh, and I think that's given him a wake up call of how much difficulty it can be to be part of the LGBTQ plus community.
Where's that plus?
The plus LGBTQ plus.
So there was an LGBTQ and that's it. And then now there is an LGBTQ plus.
I think so. And
And the other one is gonna be what, LGBT premium plus?
if you can afford that plan.
Premium max plus. If you can afford that membership. Once a month, $6.99.
Honestly, I feel like it started off as LGBT, and then they put the Q, LGBTQ, and they could see that that was getting bigger and bigger, because first it was just LG, and then it's B, and they're like, oh, this is getting bigger. We know it's going to get bigger because there's going to be some more people joining, transgenders joined, and so they just put the plus on, just so that it doesn't expand anymore. Like whoever comes in now, you're just going to be part of the plus. The name's already waiting for you to join this community. If we don't know about you yet, your gender, maybe there's a new gender. The plus is there for you. I don't know. That's my guess. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's just a subscription-based model. And well, whatever it is, the main thing is that they feel like themselves and they're free to express themselves and they've got the full range. So if they're, making over 100 grand a year, they can get the premium. And did we help?
Yes.
A little bit.
More than that.
I think we did. Just be strong. It's not going to be easy, but whatever it is, find a way, just take it slow. Don't put too much pressure on yourself and try not to think about ending it all because, hey, tomorrow's going to be a good day and take your time. These people love you, remember that. And so just try to give them the chance to accept you and don't check out early. All right, this is the fourth question of the episode. This one's called Abusive GF Refuses to Move Out. Now, I don't know about you. I don't mind the GF kind of abbreviation, but I think when you're writing the headline of your letter, you could probably write the whole word. What was it, extra like 10 letters? I'm gonna put it in for you, all right? Don't do anything for you. Abusive girlfriend refuses to move out. I'm a 25-year-old male and my GF is 26. She recently moved in with me. Only my name is on the lease and I pay for everything. She doesn't work. We have had issues in the past with her texting, calling, and hooking up with her ex. Doesn't sound good at all. Last time it happened, a few weeks ago, I confronted her and told her she needs to leave. I think so. She ended up hitting me and refusing to leave. Bitch! Eventually, I just gave up and got over it. So she hooked up again with her ex. Refused to leave. And you're like, it's too hard to kick her out. She could stay, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
You feel that energy?
Yeah.
Eventually, I got over it. Now, today, I found out that she's done it again. I want her gone, but don't know what to do. How do I confront her when she will just hit me and refuse to leave? Do I need to formally evict her?
Possibly.
Could try ghosting her. Uh, but you live with her. She's in your house.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
How do you? Can you ghost somebody in a physical?
Yeah, you could if you go close to them and be like,
Is there a solution for everything? Yeah, eviction. Well, I'm not a landlord. I'm not too sure. What else could he do besides calling the police and evicting?
if she tries to hit you, then you just lift your arm, and you block it.
That's true.
And if you block it, maybe she'll be like, oh no, I need to leave.
You gave me an idea. What about this?
Yes.
Say what you're going to say, but record it. And then when she tries to hit you, you got evidence of assault. That's assault.
That's a good idea,
And
actually.
then if you have evidence of assault, she can't live with you. She has to move out. Yeah, that's one way you could try and capture it on film, the evidence that she's abusive, and then
Yep.
then you just take her to court, or you just tell her, hey, you get a criminal record. She can get a criminal record for that.
Yeah.
So you press charges. She'll have to fight it in court. What about you talk to the ex and say, hey, you guys keep hooking up.
Let me
What?
be part of it.
Can't she live with you?
Yes. Or you just bring another girl. You just bring another girl into the house.
Yeah, but you're still paying for it all. Well, now let's address the bit about the physical violence, because she's 1 year older than you, and like, I don't know, is she like that scary? Like, she's hooking up with this other guy. You're paying for everything. She must have, she can't be like a wrestler or something. Like, what's with this? You being scared of her hitting you again? Would you be scared of a woman slapping you?
No, but it wouldn't be fun.
No, it wouldn't be fun, and you definitely don't want to retaliate, because then that could ruin your whole life if she gets you for You right there? You right there? You right there? If she gets you for assault, that could be terrible. You might not be able to get a job. It could be
Yeah.
when people find out. You go on some sort of website where they have people who've done that, and you don't want to be that. So just be careful of that.
That's pretty much it.
But is there any other outside the box ways? Like maybe, like just for example, like because you're quite good
Take a
with
kitchen
these-
knife and go stab her.
No, what about like you could start eating like
Eating her up.
eating burritos every day and just making really bad bowel movements, or farting a lot, make the place stink. And yeah, I mean, or you could stop filling the fridge with your money because she doesn't work. So you just eat out, go to McDonald's, or go to some restaurant without her, and then eventually she'll be starving. She'll get the message. I'm just trying to think outside, Got some power here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what about this? One day, go on like realestate.com, find a new place, take up another lease and the current lease, move when she's not there, when she's hooking up with the ex, and when she comes back, the landlord will have to deal with it because you don't live there anymore.
But that's not gonna happen in like a couple of hours, mate.
Well,
Like she's gonna notice if there's any moving around. That's impossible.
just okay. It's just an idea. Just think about it.
But it's impossible.
Move house. Move house.
We can. She's gonna notice.
What's she gonna do? Follow you to the
Nothing.
new house. Don't give her a key.
No, because you said like when she goes to the ex's house, she's gonna come back unless she's gonna live with him for like 2 days or
All
something.
right, we'll just move to a hotel for a while, and don't tell her where you are, and end the lease, get out of the lease, and it's just one idea.
Yeah.
One idea. I think you stop being a pussy and just tell her to fuck off.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've helped you all today. That's the end of the.
No house.
Thanks for watching.